My name is Thomas Gordon, and I am the Artistic Director of the Onomatopoeia Theater Company. So let me begin by thanking all of you for coming out to see our production of A Dream Play today. Now, before we begin, I have a couple of announcements that I need to make. First off, now that the show is beginning, our restroom located backstage is now going to close. However, if you do have an emergency, you can go through that door right there, head downstairs, and there is a restroom located in the rear of the larger room downstairs. Secondly, in the unfortunate case of an emergency, I need to remind all of you that our fire exit is located right here through the door that you all enter through. So if there is an emergency, we ask that you exit through that door and exit onto Bond Street. Also, I would like us all to join in our new modern-day theater ritual of taking your phones out and turning them off or turning them into the vibrate position. Finally, I need to announce that this show does have an intermission. Intermission will be happening at around 2:15, 2:20, and the show will be ending at around 3:30. And so with that said, I would like to thank you all once again for coming to see our production of A Dream Play. Thank you, guys.
What land have I come to? The air is oppressive and breathing is difficult.
Behind you lies the second world. The third is where you stand now. You have left behind Kukra, the morning star, and have now entered the vapory circle of the earth. Fate was assigned the seventh house of the sun, known as Libra. There stands the morning star at autumn's equinox, when fall gives equal weight to day and night.
You spoke of the earth. Is that the heavy world that during the night is lit by one moon?
All the stars in space is the darkest and most dense.
And is it never brightened by a star?
There is one that shines near it, but it cannot always be seen.
The clouds are parting. I can see the earth.
What do you see, child?
I see that earth is beautiful. Green forests, blue waters, white mountains, and yellow fields.
Yes, earth is beautiful, as are all things Brahma made. At the dawn of time, it was more beautiful still. Then something happened. A change of orbit, a rebellion that led to crime that had to be checked.
I hear sounds from below. What race of creatures lives on Earth?
Go down and see for yourself. Never slander the Creator's children. What you hear is their language.
Well, it sounds as if it's not a happy sound.
I know. Their mother tongue is eternal complaint.
You mustn't say that. I hear cries of joy and shouts and drums. Oh, I see a flash of lightning. I hear bells ring, fires are lit, and thousands upon thousands of voices are rising to heaven, singing praise and thanks. Your judgment of them is too stern, Father.
Send, so that you may see and hear, and then return to me and tell me if their loud complaints are just.
Yes, I will go, but you must follow.
No. There below I cannot breathe.
The cloud is sinking now. I'm suffocating. It isn't air, but smoke and steam. With heavy weight, it drags me down, and I can already feel the suffering of this earth. Surely this third world is not the best.
Yes. No. Nor the worst. Its name is dust. The world's like all the others, and therefore man is often struck with dizziness. He seems to be half foolish and half mad. Be brave, child. This is only a test.
I sink. The tower is still growing. Do you see how it's grown since last year, Father?
I've never actually noticed that tower before. But yes, it's still growing. It's because they fertilized it. You look closely, it sprouted a wing on the sunny side.
Isn't it almost time for it to bloom? We're already past midsummer.
Did you see that little blossom up there?
Oh, yes, I see. Father, why do flowers like the dirt?
Because they don't like it. They're in a rush to reach the light so that they may bloom and die.
Who lives in the tower?
I once knew, but I've forgotten.
I believe a prisoner is kept there. And he must be waiting for me to come and set him free.
Yes, but at what
One
price?
does not bargain about one's duty. Let's go in.
Nice.
Don't.
Please, Agnes, don't take the sword.
You're hacking the table to bits. Go down and fix the window pane. We will meet later. You're a prisoner here. I've come to set you free.
I know. I've been waiting for this, but I wasn't sure you wanted to.
Do you want to or not? We will make it out.
I honestly don't know. I'll be miserable either way. Life is terrible here. But it'll be so painful being free. Agnes, I'd rather stay here if I could go on seeing you.
What do you see in me?
Beauty. The harmony of the universe. You're formed as lines I've seen only in the movement of stars and strings that are singing softly, the vibrations of the light. You are a child of heaven.
So are you.
Then why am I sending horses? Why am I cleaning stables and shoveling manure?
So you will long to escape from here.
I want to, but how? It's difficult.
It is your duty to seek freedom in the light.
Duty. Life has done its duty to me.
Do you feel wronged by life?
Yes. Life has been unjust.
You don't want it?
Oh, my dear. What good is it when I'm going to die soon?
You believe the doctor?
I believe him, yes. And I believe what I feel.
So it's that serious? Yet all you can think about is how this affects the children.
They were my life. My reason for being, my joy and my sorrow.
Forgive me, Christina. For everything.
But for what? You must forgive me, my dear. We have both hurt each other. And for what we couldn't help it. Look, here are the boys' new shirts. They get clean ones on Wednesdays and Sundays. Make sure that Lena washes them over. Are you going out?
It's almost 11. I have to be at college.
Would you ask Alfred to come in before you leave?
My dear, he's right there.
Oh. It must be getting dark. Or my eyes are failing me. Alfred, come. Who is that girl over there?
It's Agnes.
Oh, is that Agnes? Do you know what they say? They say that she's the daughter of the god Indra, and she's come to Earth to learn what human life is really like. But don't say anything about it.
She is a child of the gods.
Dearest Alfred, I am going to be leaving you soon. You and your brothers and sisters. And there's something that I want to tell you, something that you must never forget.
What is it, Mother?
Just this. Don't fight with God.
I don't understand.
Don't go around feeling that life has been unfair to you.
But it has.
You were punished for stealing the coin that was found later. Is that it?
Yes. And that injustice ruined my entire life.
I see. Go to that cupboard over there.
You know about that?
Treasure Island.
Don't say that.
Which your brother was punished for, but it was you who tore it to bits and hid it in the cupboard.
How can that cupboard be there after 20 years? We've moved. And you died 10 years ago.
So, you're always asking questions and ruining everything. Look, here's Lena.
Thank you all the same, ma'am, but I can't go anywhere because I've nothing to wear.
Here, borrow this.
Oh, ma'am, I couldn't.
Don't be silly. I won't be going out much
What will
anymore.
Father say? It was a present.
How pretty you look.
You've given my present to the maid.
Don't say maid like that. I was a maid once. Or have you forgotten? Why do you have to be so horrible to the poor girl?
Why do you have to be so horrible to your husband?
Every time that you try to help someone, you hurt someone else. I'm sick of life.
do you?
Yes, life is difficult, but there is always love. Look. Is the veil done yet?
No. Dear, 26 years are nothing for such a piece of work.
He never came back.
No. It wasn't really his fault. He had to go away. Poor man. It's been almost 30 years.
Wasn't he with the ballet here at the Opera House?
He was a star, but when his love left, you might say he was dancing feet with him and he got no more roles.
All they do is complain with their eyes and their voices.
Well, I don't have much to complain about now that I got my fishing net in my bucket. It's all I wanted when I was 4, and now I'm 54 and I got him.
50 years for a net in a bucket.
Oh, well, it's a green bucket.
Let me take the veil, my dear. I'll sit here and watch the people. But you'll have to stand behind me to help explain things.
Oh, well, it's the last day. The opera season is almost over, and they will soon learn if they've been kept on.
And what if they are not?
Then I hide my face. Look, she's been dropped. But here comes somebody who seems happy enough.
Victoria!
She'll be right down.
The car's waiting. I booked a table. Champagne's on ice. I gotta give you a hug. Victoria!
Coming!
Good, I'll wait.
Do you know me?
No, I know only one woman. Victoria. For 7 years I've paced here waiting for her. Look, you can see the path my feet have worn. A path worn by a faithful lover. Oh, she's mine. Victoria! She must be getting dressed. I hear you have a new fishnet. Everyone at the opera loves fish, even though they can't sing. How much does a thing like that cost?
It's pretty expensive.
Victoria! Hey, look, it's blooming again. For the 8th time. Victoria! She must be combing her hair. Excuse me, I have to go and fetch my bride.
Whoa, no one's allowed in the dressing room.
7 times 365 is 2,555. For 2,555 days, I have stared at that door without knowing what's behind it. Where does it go? Does anyone live there?
I don't know. I've never seen it open.
Looks like a fridge door I saw when I was 4 and the maid took me out one Sunday afternoon. Different families, different maids, but I never made it past the kitchen. And I like to sit under the table. I've seen so many kitchens. And the fridge doors were always exactly the same. This one hasn't got a kitchen. Victoria! I don't suppose there's any other way she could come out.
No, this is the only way out.
Good. Then I can't miss her. I saw that identical foxglove when I was 7 in a vicarage garden. There were blue pigeons. And a bee flew into one of the petals, and I thought, gotcha! And I grabbed it, and it stung me right through it, and I cried. And then the vicar's wife came out and put wet earth on it, and we had wild strawberries and milk for supper. Seems to be getting dark. Hey, where are you going?
Home to supper.
Home to supper. Listen to him at this hour. I don't suppose I could borrow your phone. I need to call the tower.
Why?
I need to call the glazier to put double windows in. Winter's coming, and I freeze so easily.
No. Now get going, come on.
Who is Victoria?
The woman he loves.
Ah, that's all he knows about her. He doesn't care about what she means to other people. Just what she is to him, that's all she is.
It's growing dark early today.
To the gods, a year is no more than a moment.
To mankind, a moment can be longer than a year.
She hasn't forgotten yet.
No.
But she will come. She will come. Maybe I'd better cancel lunch, though. That's what I'll do.
May I have my shawl back, please?
No, my dear. You rest. I'll sit here. I want to learn about people and life on Earth. I need to know if it's as hard as they say.
Well, there's no sleeping on this job, you know, night or day.
Not even at night.
You can doze a little if you don't mind being woke up. Security guards change every 3 hours.
What a horrible job.
Think what you like, but around here we're lucky to get a job even like this one. If only you could see how they envy me.
Envy? The tortured are envy?
Yes. But do you know what's worse than watching all night? It's having to listen to the troubles of all those inside. They come to me. Why? Because they read the mystery of suffering in the wrinkles on my face. It encourages them to take me into their confidence. 30 years of torment are hidden in this shawl, my dear. Mine as well as theirs.
It's heavy. It stings like nettles.
Well, wear it if you like. And when it gets too heavy, you call me. I will revive you.
I will. If you can bear it, then I can.
Be kind to them.
Must be autumn. I can tell by the tree. But autumn is like spring to me. Because that's when the theater opens its doors for the new season. And then she'll come. I don't suppose I could sit down. Go on.
Please do. I can stand.
I could just sleep, it wouldn't be so bad. I keep thinking about the door, what's behind it.
They started rehearsal.
What's going on? Light, dark, light, dark.
Day, night, day, night. There's a merciful providence trying to shorten your wait.
Oh, catch anything?
Oh yes, but the summer was a bit hot and rather long. You know, it's very good, Bucket. It's just not quite what I imagined.
No, this isn't quite what I imagined.
She hasn't come down yet.
Not yet. She'll be down in a minute. I don't suppose you know what's behind the door.
No, never seen it open.
I'm going to phone a locksmith.
What's wrong with the net?
Nothing. It's fine. It's fine. It's just not quite what I imagined.
How did you imagine it?
It's hard to say.
Maybe green, but not exactly that green.
That's why everyone likes you. Could you spare a few minutes?
I'd be happy to. Come inside. Tell me everything.
Has Miss Victoria come down?
No, she's inside.
I'll wait. I don't suppose she'll be down soon.
Oh, yes.
No, don't go. I've called a locksmith. You'll get to see what's behind the door.
Really? That's interesting. That and the tower that keeps growing? Do you know about the tower?
I was a prisoner there.
Really? That was you?
Oh, has Miss Victoria come down yet?
No. She's still inside. She never really leaves.
That's because she loves me. No, please, don't go. I've called a locksmith. We're gonna open the door.
Opening the door? Oh, what fun! There's just something I need to ask the stage doorkeeper.
Has Victoria come down?
Not that I know of.
See, what did I tell you? She's always waiting. Don't go! We're calling a locksmith. We're gonna open the door.
Which door?
Is there more than one door?
Oh, that one? Yeah, I can see to that. I just need to have a word with the stage doorkeeper.
Ah! Is that the locksmith?
No, he had friends in town. But the glazier's just as good.
Right. Did you bring a diamond? Good, let's do it. Locksmith or glazier, do your duty. Friends, a moment such as this does not occur very often, so I ask.
Hey, you! Stop right there. Stay away from that door.
Lord, the trouble you get for trying something new and glorious. Fine. We'll take it to court. Get a lawyer. We'll see what the law has to say about this.
Let me take your shawl, my dear. I'll hang it here. Once I've lit the stove, I'll burn it with all its sorrows and miseries.
Not yet. I know it's disgusting because it's full of people's problems, but I want to get even more. I want to soak up all the crimes you know about and all the false imprisonments and abuses.
My dear girl, for such a purpose, your shawl would be totally insufficient. The paint is spattered all over the room. It's stained the wallpaper. It's all over me. My hands are black. Look, they're cracked and bleeding. I can only wear my clothes a few days and then they stink. I use air freshener, but it's no good. I sleep here as well, and all my dreams are violent. I'm in the middle of a murder trial right now, but that's all right. Do you know what's worse? Divorce. When you think how they started out full of wonder and love, and they go on for pages and pages accusing each other and making themselves out to be right. And if someone just kindly and simply asked them what it's all about, they wouldn't know. They fought about a green salad, they fought about a word, they fought about nothing. But the pain? Look at me. No woman is going to want me after this. No one even wants to be friends with me.
I pity mankind.
You should. And what do people live on? They don't earn enough to get married, so they're always in debt. And so they scrape along as best they can till they die, leaving debts behind. And who's to pay these debts?
He who feeds the birds.
True. But if he who feeds the birds descended to his earth and witnessed the suffering of his children, he just might be moved to pity.
I pity mankind.
Yes. What do you want?
I was wondering if Victoria had come down.
No, she definitely hasn't. Why are you pointing at my cupboard?
I thought it looked like a door that I had seen.
Oh, no.
Is it a funeral?
No, it's a commencement. Doctoral candidates are receiving their degrees, and I have to hurry. I'm about to become a doctor of law. Would you like a doctorate?
Why, yes. That's one way to kill time.
Excellent. Let's get ready. not good enough.
Why? Because you defended the poor? Put in a good word for the criminal? Got a reprieve for the condemned? Oh, poor mankind. They are not angels, but they are to be
Say
pitied.
nothing evil of mankind. After all, it is my duty to defend them.
Why do they hurt each other?
They don't know any better.
Maybe we could make them better. Together.
No one is going to listen to us. If only the gods knew what it's like.
They will. I promise. Do you know what I see? The world the right way round. Because so often it's the wrong way round.
How did it get the wrong way around?
When it was copied.
Yes. I always thought there was something wrong with the copy. I sometimes think there's an original, which was much better, and then I feel really depressed. Everyone does, like a glass splinter in your eye.
It's an insane world. Look at the four faculties, each supported by the same civil government. Theology, the doctrine of God, is constantly attacked and ridiculed by philosophy, which claims it alone has wisdom. And science is always challenging philosophy while refusing entirely to listen to theology, calling it mere superstition. And they sit together on an academic council intended to teach the young respect for the government. It's insanity. I pity the first person who comes to their senses.
The first to discover this are the theologians. They start off by studying philosophy, which tells them that theology is nonsense, and then they read in their theology that philosophy is nonsense, and all of it is nothing but madness.
And then there's the law, which serves everyone but its own civil servants.
And justice that destroys the just in trying to be just. Justice that is so often unjust.
I'll pray for you.
Where are we?
What do you hear?
Drips and drops.
The tears of mankind weeping. What else do you hear?
Sighing. Moaning, wailing.
Man's cries reach this far, no further. But why this eternal lament? Is there no joy in life?
Yes. The sweetest that is also the bitterest love. A partner and a home. Oh, the highest and the lowest.
Can I try it?
With me?
With you. You know the rocks and dangerous places, we'll avoid them.
But I'm poor.
It doesn't matter as long as we love each other. And beauty doesn't cost a thing.
There are things I hate that you might love.
And we'll compromise.
What if we grow tired of each other?
Then we'll have a baby. And that will bring us eternal happiness that will never grow old.
Would you really have me? Poor, ugly, a failure?
Yes. Let's share our lives.
Let's do that.
Pasting. Shutting out all the air and suffocating.
There's only a small crack left.
I can't breathe.
Pasting.
That's good, Kristen. It saves money on heat.
It's like you're pasting my mouth shut.
Is the baby sleeping?
Yes, finally.
All that screaming drives away the clients.
What can we do about it?
Nothing.
Can I open a window? I can't breathe.
Let the heat out. It's too cold.
No. Can we at least scrub the floor?
You have the strength, and nor do I. And Kristen has got to keep pasting. She's got to paste the whole building tight. Every crack in the ceiling, the floor, the walls.
I was prepared for poverty, not for dirt.
Poverty can lead to dirt.
It's worse than I ever dreamed.
It could be worse. We've got plenty to eat.
You call that food?
Lentils are good for you.
I hate lentils.
Why didn't you say so?
Because I loved you, and I wanted to sacrifice for you.
Well, then I'll have to sacrifice my love for lentils. We both have to change.
Well, what can we eat? Fish? You hate fish.
Fish is expensive.
Life is harder than I expected.
Yes, now you see how hard it is. And the baby, who is supposed to make us closer, only makes things worse.
dear, I'm going to die in this air, in this room, looking down on the backyard, the baby screaming all night, no sleep, the neighbors shouting. I am going to die.
Oh no, Flower. With no light, no air.
You say there are people who are worse off.
I'm one of the lucky ones.
I think it would be all right if I could have something beautiful.
I know you want flowers. You want the azalea you saw in the shop, but it costs as much as 40 pounds of potatoes.
I'd go without food if I could have a flower.
There is a kind of beauty you can have for nothing. And not having it really hurts if you're a man who loves beauty.
What is it?
You'll be angry.
We've agreed we'll never get angry.
Yes, we've agreed. Everything will be all right, Agnes, if only there are no hard words. Do you know what I mean? Not yet.
You'll never hear them from me.
And never from me.
All right, then go on.
Well, whenever I walk into a room, the first thing I notice is how the curtains hang. If any of the hooks are missing, I walk out. Then I look at the chairs. If they're straight, I'll stay. Then I look at the lamps. If the shades are askew, the whole house is off balance. And this is the kind of beauty you can have for nothing.
Those are hard words, Axel.
They're not.
Wait,
To hell with it!
what did you say?
I'm sorry, Agnes, but I mind your untidiness just as much as you mind the dirt. And I didn't dare put things away since I didn't want you to think I was criticizing you. Oh, we should stop this.
Why is marriage so hard? Can there be anything harder? One has to be an angel to survive.
I know.
I think I'm beginning to hate you.
Then I pity us. But let's keep hatred out of it. I promise, Agnes, I'll never complain about your untidiness again, no matter how much it bothers me.
I'll eat lentil soup, even if it bothers me.
A life of what we hate. One's pleasure is the other's pain.
I pity mankind.
You understand now.
Yes. And for God's sake, let's avoid the rocks. We know them so well by now.
Yes, all right, we'll do that. After all, we're humane, enlightened people. We can forgive and forget.
Things go wrong, we can have a little laugh.
Of course we can. I saw something this morning in the paper. Where is the paper?
What paper?
Do we get more than one paper?
Please smile. Don't look so hard. I used it to wrap up the potato peelings when I threw them away.
For God's sake.
Please smile. There was an article in it that upset me.
And which I agreed with. Well, I'll smile. I'll smile till you see my back teeth. I'll be nice and agree to everything and not say what I think and pretend. So you threw my paper away. I see. Oh, look, I'm tidying up again, which makes you angry. Agnes, this is impossible.
Yes, it is.
But we've got to stay together for the baby.
You're right. For the baby, we've got to stay together.
Well, I have to get back to my clients who are all desperate for me to keep them out of prison and make someone else go instead. They're beside themselves.
Poor, unhappy people. And this pasting.
Pasting.
Don't make the doorknob squeak. It's as if you're squeezing my heart.
Squeeze.
Don't.
Squeeze.
No!
Of course. Since you have your degree now.
Yes, life all before me, fame and glory.
How will you live?
Live.
Don't you need a home, clothes, food?
That all sorts itself out so long as someone loves you.
I suppose so. Paste, Kristen. Paste till they can't breathe.
Pasting till they can't breathe.
Come away with me.
Where?
The seaside. It's summer there. Sunshine, flowers, children.
I want to go.
Come on.
Look, hairpins all over the floor again.
Please notice the hairpins too.
As well as what? Look. 2 sides, 1 pin, 2 and 1. If I straighten it out, it's 1. If I bend it, it's 2, but it's still 1. It means these 2 are 1, but if I snap it, then they're 2. 2.
To break it, the prongs have to go apart. If they get closer, they hold.
And if they're parallel, they never meet.
It's perfect and impossible. A straight line which is two parallels.
A lock that closes when it is open.
Like this door. In closing it, I open the way for you, Agnes.
And now,
We're in the wrong place.
We? Well, won't you introduce me?
I'm afraid that wouldn't be proper. This is the daughter of Indra.
Oh, Indra's daughter. And I thought it was Varuna herself. Well, aren't you scared of my mask?
My boy, I'm 50 now. I'm past the age of surprises. I assumed you were going to an afternoon masquerade.
Phew. All right. Will you join me?
Might as well. This place doesn't look very tempting. What sort of people live here?
The sick. Healthy ones live over there.
And it's the poor who live here?
No, not at all. The wealthy. Take that man on the rack there. He drank so much brandy and ate too much foie gras, and that is why his feet became knotted.
Knotted?
Yes. And take that man on the guillotine. He drank so much brandy that his backbone has to be rolled straight.
I'm sure that's no fun.
Everyone living here has some misery they're trying to hide. Aren't you the one waiting outside the theater?
Yes, I am.
And have you got that door open yet?
Not yet. It's still in litigation. The bill poster's on vacation right now with his fishnet, so we're having trouble getting all the evidence. But the glazier has put new windows in the tower, and it's grown another 10 floors. It's been a good year for growing. Hot and wet.
Oh, not as hot as here.
How hot do you keep your furnaces then?
60 centigrade to disinfect the cholera.
Cholera? Is there cholera?
You didn't know.
Yes, I did. I just, I forgot.
I'd like to forget. What I'd really like to do is forget myself.
Well,
But that is why I go to parties.
what's happened to you?
If I talk about it, they'll say I'm boasting. If not, they say I'm a hypocrite.
And that's why you're dressed as a monster.
Yes, just a bit more monstrous than I am.
Who's that coming there?
The poet. On his way to his mud bath, it gives him thick skin.
He looks like he needs light and air.
His head's in the clouds so much it gets homesick for the mud. Hardens the skin, just like pigs. Gadflies don't sting so much then.
This is a strange place, full of contradictions.
Man was created by the god Ta. On a potter's wheel, or a lathe, or some other contraption. Out of clay, the sculptor fashions his more or less immortal masterpieces, most of which are pure trash. Out of clay are fashioned these oh so necessary objects for the kitchen, commonly called pots and pans. Not that I give a damn what they're called. And such is clay. And when it's mixed with water, they call it mud. C'est mon affaire. Lena! Come on, Lena! Let Agnes have a look at you. She knew you 10 years ago when you were young, happy, even pretty. Look at her now. 5 children, hunger, beatings, all that beauty destroyed by duty, which we're told produces inner tranquility, reflection.
Shut up! Shut up!
Oh, that is what they say. And when you remain silent, they cry, speak. No rhyme, no reason.
tell me your troubles.
I wouldn't dare to. It'll only make him worse.
Could be so cruel.
I'll get beaten.
That's the truth. But I'll tell even if this monster knocks my teeth down my throat, let me tell you something. Agnes, daughter of God. Injustice most certainly exists. Do you hear that singing and dancing from up there on the hill? Well, it's for Lena's sister who's just returned from the city where, let me tell you, she was not a very good girl. But now she's back. And they're setting the table while Lena, who stayed at home, gets to slave away in the kitchen.
There is rejoicing because the prodigal has abandoned her evil ways, not merely because she has come home. Remember that.
Fine. Then let them throw a supper and dance every evening for the innocent servant who's never gone astray. Do that, but they won't. For whenever Lena's free, she has to go to prayer meetings, where she's preached at for not being perfect. Is that what you call
Your
justice?
questions are so hard to answer.
That's exactly how the Caliph or in the Just saw it, sitting up there on his throne. He never heard what went on down here below, until one day He climbed down from his exalted throne, disguised himself, and mingled among the people to learn how justice had failed.
Surely you can't think I'm Haroon and unjust.
Let's talk about something else. Look, visitors. Young love, perfect happiness.
When I was a child, I was lonely here. When I first dreamt love's dreams, you have me again, no longer lonely. Forest and coves, heaven and sea, greet her now, my one true love, my muse, my star.
Behold, the world made like by love, Eros.
It's Victoria.
What if it is?
But it is Victoria. Mine is safely hidden away where no one can see her. Hoist the quarantine flag, I'll pull them in. Hold it.
What have we done?
Well, I'm sorry, but all passengers arriving from infected areas have to land here.
Why is joy and happiness so brief?
How long must we stay?
40 days and nights.
This is awful!
Live here among charred hills and pigsties.
Oh, but love conquers all, even sulfur and carbolic acid.
Oh, I'm lighting the sulfur now. This way, please.
My blue dress will lose its color.
Well, yes, and turn white, as will your roses. This way, please.
As well as your cheeks. In 40 days.
That'll please you.
No, that's not true. I admit your happiness caused my misery, but that doesn't matter. Because I've got a degree. And in the fall, I'll have a job. Teaching young boys the same lessons I learned in my youth. The same lessons I'll learn now all through the years of my maturity and into my old age. Always the same lessons. How much 2 times 2 is? How many times 2 goes into 4? Until finally I'm pensioned off. And I have nothing to do but wait for mealtimes and newspapers. Eventually I'll be carted off to the crematorium and burned to ashes. And Victoria, whom I loved, wanted to be happy. She's happy. That makes me miserable.
So how am I supposed to be happy? Perhaps you'll be happy while I'm a prisoner here. Does that help?
You can never be happy if you're miserable.
How can I be happy now that I realize what I've done to
I'm
you?
sorry. For all of us.
All of us. We are to be pitied.
Lord of heaven, hear them.
Have mercy.
Life is evil.
Sorry.
Forgive us for what we've
Mankind
done.
are to be
Dirt
pitied.
under your feet.
Please forgive us all. Pity us.
Please listen.
Pity us, please.
Oh, there's peace and happiness in this resort. Every day's a holiday and parties start in the morning. Why aren't you in there dancing?
Us?
They're the help.
I know, but why is Edith sitting there instead of inside dancing?
Don't ask her. She sat there for 3 whole hours and not a soul asked her to dance.
Parties are a cruel type of fun.
Well, why don't you come inside? I keep telling you.
Because I won't dance with myself. I know that I'm ugly and that's why no one will dance with me, but I don't have to sit in there offering myself.
Now, my boy, can you tell me how much 2 times 2 is? Stand up when I ask you a question.
3 times 2 makes... wait a minute. twos.
So you didn't do your homework.
Yes, I did. I did. I just, I do know it. I can't say it.
You know it, but you can't say it. Maybe I can help you.
Ah! Stop it! That's terrible!
It's terrible that a big boy like you has no ambition.
A big boy? Yeah, I am a big boy. I'm bigger than the others. I'm grown up. I've already got a degree. Why am I sitting here? Haven't I got a degree?
Yes, but you have to sit here until you get a sense of responsibility.
That's true. You have to be responsible. 2 times 2 makes, 2. And I can prove it by analogy. 1 times 1 is 1. So 2 times 2 is 2.
Logical, but wrong.
Logic can't be wrong. Let's try again. 1 times 1 is 1. So 2 times 2 it is 2.
Then what is 1 times 3?
3.
And it follows logically that 2 times 3 is also 3.
No, that can't be right. Or perhaps, no, I haven't matured.
You certainly haven't.
But how long do I have to sit here?
How long? Do you believe time and space exist? If you do, you should be able to say what time is. What is time?
Time? I can't exactly say, but I know what it is. So I can know what 2 times 2 is without being able to say it. Ha! Boom. Can you say what time is?
Of course.
Then tell us.
Time. Let me see. While we're talking, time runs on. Therefore, time is something that runs on while I talk.
While you are talking, I run. Therefore, I must be time.
According to the rules of logic, that is quite correct.
But then the rules of logic are insane because he can't be time.
That too is logical even though it's insane.
So logic is insane?
It would certainly seem so. But if logic is insane, then the whole world is insane. And why the hell would I teach you insanity?
You can't teach me anything. You're an old idiot.
Don't be impertinent.
I'm an officer. I'm an officer, and I don't see why I'm sitting here getting told off.
Where's your sense of responsibility?
The quarantine is beginning.
He's making me learn my timetables, and I've already got a degree.
Then why don't you leave?
Can't.
I thought not. Try.
Save me. Save me from his eyes.
Come on, come and help us dance. We must have a dance before the plague breaks out.
And then is the warship going to sail?
It's going to sail first, and there will be tears.
There are always tears. When it leaves and when it comes back.
Are there no happy people in this paradise?
The newlyweds. Just listen to them.
I'm so happy I could die.
Die? Why?
Because no happiness is without a seed of unhappiness. It swallows itself in its own flame. It can't burn forever, so it has to die, and knowing what's to come destroys my happiness when it burns most brightly.
Then let's die together. Now.
Die? Yes. I'm afraid of happiness. Happiness only leads to betrayal.
Life is evil. I pity mankind.
Look, you see that man there? He's the most envied of anyone here. He owns thousands of villas. He owns the whole shore. All the beaches and the forests, all the fish in the sea, birds in the air, animals in the woods. Thousands of people pay him rent. And the sun rises over his hills and sets over his waves.
And he also complains.
Yes. But he has every reason to. He can't see.
He's blind.
The most envied of them all.
He's come to say goodbye to the warship. His son is on it.
I can't see, but I can hear. I can hear the anchor tearing the seabed like when you tear a fish hook out of a fish and the heart comes out of its throat. My son is being sent away on a long voyage, and I can't go with him except in my thoughts. The chains are squeaking and there's something fluttering, wet handkerchiefs. Perhaps it's those small waves against the nets. Or it's the girls on the beach. The girls they've left behind them. I once asked a small child whose father was away on a long journey why the sea was salty. The child answered, the sea is salty because sailors cry so much. Why do sailors cry? I asked. They always cry because they're always being sent away. That's why they dry their handkerchiefs on the mast, he said. Why do people cry? I asked. Well, he answered. People cry because the windows of their eyes need to be washed from time to time so they can see more clearly.
What does that flag mean?
It's yes. It's the lieutenant's yes, in red like blood on the sky's blue uniform.
What's snow look like?
It's blue, like the sick blood in his veins. See how happy Alice is.
And how Edith is crying.
Meeting and parting, parting and meeting. I met my wife and then she went away. I still had my son. Now he's gone too.
He will be back.
Who's that? I've heard that voice before in my dreams. I heard it on the first day of summer holidays. I heard it the first time I made love to my wife. I heard that voice the night my son was born. Whenever life smiled upon me, I heard that voice. It's like an angel's greeting on Christmas night. I see.
Yes, that's the sort of person she is, right, Agnes? You've seen a lot, but you haven't tried the worst yet.
What's that?
Repetition. Going back, doing it all over again. Come on.
Where?
To your duties.
What duties?
Everything you always hated.
Are there no pleasant duties?
Only when everything else is behind you.
Then my duty is everything unpleasant. What is pleasant then?
Sin.
Sin.
Which must be punished. If I've had a pleasant day and evening, the next day I'm plagued with the pangs of hell and bad conscience.
Strange.
Yes. I wake in the morning with a headache, and then the repetition begins. But no normal repetition. Everything that morning had seemed beautiful, pleasant, and charming now, in the light of day, appears ugly, repulsive, and stupid. Pleasure rots, and joy falls apart. What people call success is only the beginning of the next failure. My successes have been my undoing. Humans have an innate horror of other people's success. They feel it's unjust that fate should favor any one person, and so they try to restore the balance by rolling stones in their path. Talent is a dangerous thing. You can starve to death. Go back to your duties now, or I'll have to divorce you and we'll go through all three courts. 1, 2, and 3.
Back to lentils and dirty clothes.
Yes, it's wash day and we're washing the handkerchiefs.
I have to do it all over again.
Life is all repetition. Look at the officer. He got his doctorate yesterday. Ascended Parnassus, was embraced by the king. And today, he starts school all over again, asking how much 2 times 2 is. And will do that until the day he dies. Now, let's go home.
I'd rather die.
Die? It's not allowed. First, because it's dishonorable, so dishonorable that even your corpse is disgraced. And second, you're damned. It's a mortal sin.
It isn't easy being human.
Yes!
I'm not coming. Compared to life with you, this is paradise. I will go into the wilderness and find myself once more. We will meet again.
souls of the damned.
Why is their crime more piteous today?
Because the sun is shining here. Because there's music, because there's dancing, because there's youth. It makes their suffering all the more terrible.
We must free them.
Try, if you like. A deliverer came once, they nailed him to a cross.
This is hell.
40 degrees in the shade.
We go for a swim.
We can't swim. We'll get arrested.
Pick some fruit.
No. We'll get arrested.
So what's your answer? What do you think?
I'm not sure yet. Is it true they can't swim here?
They can try to drown themselves, but then they get beaten up at the police station.
Can't they just go further down and swim in the countryside?
It's all fenced
No,
off.
I mean where it doesn't belong to anyone.
It all belongs to someone.
But not the sea.
Everything. You can't moor a boat without being charged for it. Good, isn't it?
Why don't the people do something about it?
Some of them do, but they end up in jail or in a psychiatric ward.
Who puts them in prison?
Huh? The great and the good. The law-abiding citizens and hard-working families.
Who puts them in the psychiatric ward?
Their own despair.
Maybe it has to be like this.
That's exactly what some people think. Please, come back with me.
No. I'm not going back to dirt and lentils and arguments. I want to go back to where I came from. But first we've got to get the door open. I want them to open the door.
Then you have to go back the way you came and go through everything again.
All right, if I have to. But first I'm going somewhere quiet where there's no one because I'm confused. I will see you soon. Come with me.
Where have you brought me?
Far from the murmurs and the wailings of the children of man, to the farthest ends of the ocean, to this grotto that we call Indra's ear. Here they say the Lord of heaven listens to the complaints of mortals.
Why here?
This grotto is shaped like a seashell, same as your ear. Just imagine what can be heard here.
All I hear is the sighing of the wind.
I'll tell you what it's saying, the lamentations of the winds. Born in heaven's clouds, we were chased by Indra's fire down to this rind of earth that soiled our feet with its clay. We had to endure the dust of roads, the city stumps, the stink of kitchens, the fumes of wine, and then, to air our lungs, we blew out the far stretches of the sea and shook our wings and bathed our feet. Indra, Lord of heaven, hear us. Hear our sighs. The earth is not clean, life is somber, men are not evil, nor are they good. They live as they can from day to day. They wander in dust, the children of dust, born of dust. To dust they return. They have no wings, but only feet to trudge with. Is the fault theirs? Or is it yours?
I've heard this before.
Be still, the winds are still singing. It is we, the winds, the children of air. We bear man's lamentations. You have heard us on autumn nights, in the furnace, in the kitchen, through a crack in the window when outside rain wept down the roof, or on winter nights in snow-decked woods, or on the tossing sea. You have heard the whine and moan of rope and sail. It was us you heard, the winds, the children of air, who, in piercing the souls of men, have learned these sounds of suffering. From the bed of the sick, from the field of battle, but mostly from the newborn child, who cries complaint at the pain of life. It is we, the winds, that whistle and moan. Be still, the waves are singing. It is we, the waves, that rock the winds to rest. Our waves' green candles weave like flames of wetness, burning, extinguishing, bathing and cleansing, begetting and bearing. It is we, the waves, that rock the winds to rest. False, faithless waves. Everything on earth that is not burned is drowned in those waves. Look. The sea has stolen and destroyed all of this. All that remains of these ships are their figureheads and their name boards. Justice, friendship, golden peace, hope. That is all that is left of hope. Spars, rowlocks, and bailers. And the life buoy saved itself, letting those in need drown.
Here's the ship's name board. Justice. The one with the blind man's son on board it. It sang. And Alice's sweetheart was on board too. Edith's hopeless love.
Blind man to worship justice, I must have dreamt it all. Alice's sweetheart. Edith. Oh, the quarantine, sulfur, and carbolic acid, the commencement, the lawyer's office, Victoria, the theater, the officer, the Cronin Tower. Oh! I must have dreamt it all.
I once made poetry of such things.
You know what poetry is?
I know what dreaming is. What is poetry?
Oh, not reality, but more than reality. Not dreaming, but dreams dreamt in waking.
And the children of man think all we poets do is play, invent, imagine.
And a good thing it is too, my friend, for where else would encouragement be in this world? Man would lie on his back, staring up at the sky.
How can you say that? You, daughter of Indra, you who are of the gods.
You're right to reproach me. I spent too long bathing in mud like you. My thoughts have forgotten how to soar. There's earth on my wings, clay on my feet. I'm sinking. Sinking. Help me, Lord of heaven, help me! I don't hear him anymore. The ether no longer carries his words to the shell of my ear. The silver thread is cut. I'm bound to earth.
Do you mean to ascend soon?
As soon as I've consigned this mortal shape to the flames, for even the ocean's waters can't wash me clean. Why do you question me thus?
Because I have a prayer.
What kind of prayer?
A written supplication of humanity to the ruler of the universe drawn up by a dreamer.
To be delivered by whom?
Indra's daughter.
Can you tell me your poem?
I can.
Let's hear it then.
It's better if you do it.
Where will I find it?
In my thoughts. Here.
Yes, I'll say it. Why, O child of man, are you born in anguish and bring your mother pain with the joy of motherhood, that joy beyond all joys? Why, when waking to life, why must you greet the light of day with a cry of rage and pain? Why, O child of man, deny life your smile when life should be pure joy? Why must we who come from God be born like animals? Do our souls deserve no better raiment than this of blood and filth? Must God's image cut its teeth? Shh! No, enough. The created must never condemn the creator. The riddle of life is still not solved. And so the wandering begins, over thistle, thorn, and stone, and all paths that you approach are forever closed to you, and every flower you bend to pick, you find to be another's. And should a field of grain lie before you, you will trample it underfoot to make your way less long, knowing others will trample yours till your loss equals theirs. Every sorrow that life brings you brings equal pleasure to another, and yet your pleasure brings no sorrow. Sorrow, sorrow, piled on sorrow will be your life till you are dead. And your death is another's bread. Do you think, O son of dust, that these words will reach the Almighty's ear?
Can the son of dust find words pure and radiant and light that can tear themselves from earth? Child of God, divine being, take my poor and tattered words and make them fit for God's own ears.
I will.
What's that? It's an ordinary ship in distress. Why doesn't the buoy sound? The seas rising, the waves towering will soon be imprisoned in this grotto. The crew, They're waving to us, but we'll soon be destroyed ourselves.
Don't you want to be freed from life?
Yes, just not now and not by water. The crew, they're crying out, and the sea is crying too, but no one hears.
Who's that?
Walking on water? There's only one who walks on water, and it's not Peter the Rock. He sank like a stone. He, the crucified one.
Tell me, who crucified him?
The great and the good. Law-abiding citizens and people from hard-working families.
I've forgotten. Why was he crucified?
Because he wanted to free mankind.
The world is strange.
The sea's rising. It's dark, the storm's getting up. The crew, they've seen him walking on water to save them, and they're so terrified they're jumping overboard. Now they're screaming because they're going to die.
I can be sure it was a ship.
You know? I don't think it is a ship. No, it's a house. It's a house with a telephone tower, a tower with wires, a wire to bring messages to the gods.
I don't need wires.
No. It's not a house. Not a telephone tower. Can you see it?
Tell me what you see.
I see a plain covered with snow. Oh, it's the army's training ground. The sun is shining behind the church, and it casts the spire's shadow on the snow. The army, they're marching on the church, marching on the spire. I think the one who steps on the weathercock's going to die. They're getting nearer. Oh, and the corporal is leading them on. Ah! Ah! Here comes the shadow of a cloud rushing across and blots it all out. The steeple's shadow's gone.
Have the great and the good arrived yet?
Not yet.
Call them at once. The door is about to be opened. Everyone thinks the meaning of life is in there. And don't forget the glazier with his diamond.
Victoria!
She'll be right down.
The car's waiting! I booked a table. Champagne's on ice. I can give you a hug. Victoria!
Coming!
Good. I'll wait.
I feel I've lived through all this before.
And I.
Could I have dreamt it?
Or written it?
Or written it?
I feel that once before we stood somewhere else saying these same words.
Then you'll soon know what reality is.
Or dreaming.
Or poetry.
I'm here to carry inquiry into the opening of the door. What do you think, theology?
I don't think, I believe.
Philosophy?
I rationalize.
Science? I know. Law?
I doubt. As long as we have neither witness nor evidence.
Now we shall have the fight once again. Theology, what do you believe?
I believe that the door must not be opened, for it conceals dangerous truths.
Truth is never dangerous.
What is truth?
Whatever can be proved by two witnesses.
Anything can be proved by two false witnesses.
Truth is wisdom, and wisdom knowledge, and philosophy alone is both of these. Philosophy is the science of all sciences, the knowledge, and all other sciences are the servants of philosophy.
The sole science is natural science. Philosophy is not science, but empty speculation.
You cheer. But just who are you? You are the archenemy of all science and the adversary of all knowledge. You are ignorance and darkness.
You too, cheer. You who only knows what is under your microscope. Our truth is always true, and yours constantly changes.
Idiot.
You ass! Don't push me! You can't push me! You'll
Don't
never
let us accuse us!
You don't understand!
Science! A crow shouldn't peck at the eyes of another crow.
If I had to choose between the two of them, theology and science, I would choose neither.
And if I had to sit in judgment of you three, I would convict every one of you. You are unable to agree on any single point, and you never have been able to. But now let's get back to the problem. What is the president's opinion of this door and the opening of it?
Opinion? I have no opinion. I have been appointed by the government merely to see that you here on the council do not break one another's arms and legs while educating the young. Opinions? Why, God, I have opinions. I had a number of them once, but they're immediately refuted. Opinions are always immediately refuted. By one's opponents, of course. Now, what do you think? Are we to allow the opening of the door, even at the risk of dangerous truths behind it?
What truth? Where is truth?
I am the truth and the light.
I am the knowledge of knowledge.
I am exact knowledge.
I doubt.
Oh, you did?
Don't you understand what I'm saying? You must say that.
Shame on you! Teachers of the young!
Madam President, as advisor to the government and head of the faculty, I ask you to denounce this woman for her offense. She has cried shame upon you, and that is an affront. And she has ironically referred to you as teachers of the young, which is no less than Latin.
I pity the young.
Oh, good. She pities the young, which is to say that she accuses us, Madam President, you will denounce this
Yes,
woman.
I accuse you. I accuse all of you of sowing doubt and dissension in the minds of the young.
Listen to her. She herself wakes doubts in the minds of the young in regards to our authority. And yet she has the gall to accuse us of waking doubts? I ask you, in the name of the great and the good, is this not a criminal offense?
Yes.
The great and the good have condemned you. Go now with what you have won,
What I have won, or what?
or else you will be struck.
Or crucified.
Follow me and you will learn the riddle's answer. What did she mean by what I have won?
Probably nothing. She was just talking.
She hurt me deeply by saying that.
Why else would she have done that? People do things like that.
What is behind the door?
Nothing. That is the answer to the riddle of existence. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth out of nothing.
Nothing will come of nothing.
Nonsense! There's nothing there!
I doubt. I appeal to the great and the good.
Oh, good question. Often the great and the good boils down to just one person. Today it's me and mine, tomorrow it's you and yours. One is nominated to the honor, or more correctly, one nominates oneself.
We have been deceived!
And who has deceived you? The
door!
door! Will you kindly tell us why you had the door opened?
No, my friends. If I told you, you'd never believe me.
But there's nothing here.
Quite right, but do you understand this nothing?
She's talking nonsense!
Nonsense!
You are to be pitied.
You're serious?
I'm always serious.
Then you pity the great and the good, too.
Perhaps them most of all.
She does not answer!
Then get her!
I have answered!
She thinks she knows the answer!
Get her! Yes. Get her whether she answers or not. Comes here, I will answer the riddle for you, just not here, but somewhere else with no one to hear and no one to see.
Haven't you forgotten your duties?
No, I haven't. But I have higher ones.
And your child?
My child. Oh God, I'm earthbound. And this torment inside me, this fear, what is it?
Don't you know?
No!
The pangs of conscience.
Yes, they come haunting after every neglected duty, after every pleasure, however innocent, if there is such a thing as innocent pleasure, which is doubtful, and after every pain caused to another. Is there no cure?
Yes. Only one to fulfill the duty at once.
When you say that word, you look like a demon. But what if I have two duties?
You fulfill the one, then the other.
But the higher first. So I leave my child in your care.
Your child is unhappy. He misses you. Can't you see? Another human is suffering because of you.
I'm so dissension in my soul, I feel torn in
These
two.
are what we call life's petty trials.
Tearing me apart.
If you had any idea of the grief and destruction I've spread in following my calling, yes, calling the highest of duties, you'd never take my hand.
I don't understand what you're saying.
I had a father who placed all his hopes in me, his only son, to carry on his business. But I ran away from business school and my father died of grief. My mother wanted me to become a minister, but I couldn't. So she disowned me. I had a friend who helped me through my most difficult times, but that same friend acted like a tyrant to the people I spoke and sang for. To save my soul, I had to destroy my friend and benefactor, and since that time I've had no peace of mind, for whatever my conscience says you did right, the very next second it says you did wrong, and such is life.
Follow me into the wilderness.
Your child!
These are my children. In themselves, each one is good. I bring them together and they turn into demons. Goodbye. Time is near, and with the help of fire, I will ascend again into the ether. It's what you mortals call death, which you approach with such fear.
Fear of the unknown.
Which you know.
Who knows it?
Every one of you. Why can't you believe your prophets?
No one has ever believed the prophets. Why is that? If God has spoken, why don't people believe? His power to convince must be irresistible.
Have you always been a doubter?
No. I've had moments of clarity, but they soon pass like a dream upon waking.
It isn't easy being human.
Do you understand that now?
Yes.
Tell me, wasn't it Indra who once sent down his son to hear the complaints of man?
Yes. And how was he received?
Well, how did he fulfill his mission, if I may answer the question?
And I'll reply with another question. Wasn't the estate of mankind bettered by his visit?
Bettered? Yes, a bit, a very little bit. But enough with the questions. Won't you answer your riddle?
Why? You won't believe me.
I will believe you. I know who you are.
All right. I'll tell you. At the dawn of time, before even the sun shone, Brahma, the divine primal force, invited his own seduction by Maya, the world mother, to multiply himself. This union of the divine with the substance of earth was the fall from grace. The world, life, mankind are no more than a mirage, an empty illusion, a dream.
My dream.
A true dream. But to free themselves from this earthly substance, the children of Brahma seek self-denial and suffering, and so suffering becomes the deliverer. But this instinct for suffering conflicts with the pleasure principle, with joy, with love. And now you know what love is. The supremest joy in the greatest suffering. The sweetest contained in the most bitter. Do you understand?
I understand. And the end?
You already know that. The joy of pain and the pain of joy, the torment of the penitent and the pleasure of the sensualist.
And the struggle.
The struggle of opposites produces power, just as fire and water produce steam.
Peace and rest.
Shh, no, enough. No more questions, no more answers. The altar is laid out for the sacrifice. Candles are lit. Flowers stand guard. White curtains hang at the windows and thick twigs at every entrance.
You say that as peacefully as if suffering didn't exist to you.
Did not exist. I suffered your sufferings 100-fold, for my senses are infinitely sharper.
Well, tell me your sorrows.
Oh, and if you told me yours and there was a word for every grief, how close would your words come to the truth?
Oh, you're right. No, I've never seemed more than a deaf mute to myself, and when crowds of people listen and wonder to the songs I sang them, my words seem like so much empty babble. I always blush with shame when people praise me.
And yet you want me to. Look me in the eyes.
No, I couldn't bear your gaze.
Being human. To feel my sight grow weak by having eyes, my hearing dulled by having ears, and my thoughts, my buoyant, luminous thoughts, held prisoner by labyrinth layers of fat. Surely you've seen the human brain with all its twisting ways and secret turnings.
That's why the great and the good are twisted.
You're cruel, always cruel, every one of you.
Do we have a choice?
First I shape the earth from my wings, the clay, the dust.
Would you mind if I added my shawl to your fire?
the great lawsuit in the matter of the church and the diminishing water supply at the sources of the Ganges.
My beauty, my sorrow.
My plainness and my sorrow?
Hurry. Hurry. Life is short.
I've heard that when life nears its end, everyone and everything rushes past in a rapid stream. Is this the end?
It is for me. Goodbye.
No parting word?
How could I? How could your words ever express our thoughts?
God has deceived me. Man persecutes me. The government has abandoned me, and my colleagues scorn me. How am I to have faith? How am I to defend a God who doesn't defend his own? It's all nonsense.
Do you know what this book is? It's a book of martyrs. A calendar with a martyr designated for each day of the year.
A martyr?
Someone killed and tortured for their faith, but why? Can you tell me why? Why is it? Why did you believe that all who are tortured suffer and that all who are killed feel pain? Suffering must be redemption and death deliverance.
Paste it. Paste until there's nothing more to paste.
If heaven cracked open, you'd try pasting it shut too. Get out of here.
Aren't there any double windows in the tower?
No.
I'll go then. I'll go!
It is time. The end has come. Farewell, child of man, dreamer, poet, you know what way of life is best. Soaring on wings, you hover above the earth and then dip down to touch the dust, but only to touch it, and then soar high again. But now the hour of parting is here. The time to leave behind both friends and earthly things that I have loved. How could I not feel the loss of parting and a deeper regret of all that is destroyed? I know the pain of being now, the heavy yoke of humankind. To feel loss for the never done, to feel remorse for the never won, to long to go and yet to stay. And so the heart is split in two, torn by two wild horses, by conflict, discord, and uncertainty. Farewell, and tell your mortal brothers that I will not forget them, but remember them where I am going. And I will carry your lamentations in your name to the throne of God. Goodbye.